Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 85 of Bardic Quest. In this week's episode, our heroes recover from the previous night's events, while Sildar provides both an offer and one last challenge to tackle in Phandalin. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Bardic Quest. Last time then, by way of recap, you guys were recovering from your encounter, such as it was, with Glassstaff, and you essentially returned to the Stonehill Inn to lick your wounds, celebrate your victory, or both. And after retiring to bed, Ollie received, or Johan more specifically, received a visit in the night, as he's wont to do these days, from Anastriana, and was asked to participate in some sort of ritual, vigil, whatever, by touching this black amulet, which gave him another horrific vision of a potential future, which resulted in him awakening that morning, or rather in the early hours of the morning, weakened such that Johan's maximum hit point total is now reduced by 5 hit points, which is unfortunate. And Thoric, through some divine magic and divine potential intervention, tried unsuccessfully to resolve whatever it was that Johan was battling with. But he stayed in Johan's room with Saga to keep watch of Johan during the night, or the remainder of the night, just to make sure that everything was okay. The next morning, Sergei was awoken by a knock on the door and a letter telling him from somebody anonymous that they like the cut of his jib and would like him to meet them at the Phandalin Miners Exchange at sundown today.
Ooh.
And to come alone.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Thoric also received some mystery correspondence of his own, when he received a package addressed to Thoric Silverhorn, and the package contained some lemon drizzle cake, which looked divine. Which is where we now pick up, with Thoric looking over this lemon drizzle cake, wondering from who it came and how nice it tastes, no doubt. What would you like to do?
Thoric is kind of bemused. He sort of opens it, looks at the lemon drizzle cake, takes a deep inhale, and then shuts it again. And with the small note in his hand, he just goes outside and looks up and down the road. He just looks up and down the road. He doesn't really know if he's going to see anything. He's just craning his neck, trying to see if there's, anything, any messenger, anyone that's watching him, anyone that looks vaguely familiar.
Could you give me a perception check, please?
I would love to. 11.
At this time in the morning, the streets are looking pretty empty, actually.
Hmm. And then he just sort of puts his hand to his head and looks at the note and sees if he is it literally just two Thoric.
Yeah, correct. Yes, nothing else is said.
Do I recognize the handwriting?
Do you want to give me an intelligence check?
Yeah. Oh, it's a natural one.
Oh no!
You do not recognize the handwriting.
I forget maths. Like something flies into his eye. It's like, ah! He goes stumbling back in. It's brightened.
Sergey just puts one of those like spitball things down. Sorry.
Ah, you're weak.
Good shot, Sergey.
Just talk to yourself in the third person.
Good start.
I take the cake and I go back upstairs to everyone else, just sort of carrying it like this. Just
I think everybody's downstairs with you. If I
are they?
recall.
Yeah.
Oh, are we? Okay.
I think so. Well, we'll say that now, shall we?
Okay, we're all downstairs.
Because I'm pretty sure that's how we left off. I might be wrong though. I'm sure our audience will correct me.
Quick question, Wayne. Like how I don't want to say how healthy am I? Feels like the wrong question. Obviously, I'm 5 hit points down, but other than that, am I fine? Am I in like a daze? Am I exhausted?
So you have received the benefits of the long rest, but obviously you won't be as rested, because you won't have your full hit points compared to where it was before. Because obviously your maximum's decreased. You're probably feeling fine now because you've had time to rest after the ordeal. But there's just a general feeling of perhaps not feeling 100%. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of there's a subtle feeling of weakness at this point, even though you have rested up.
Cool. Had a bit of a cold. Still not quite 100%. Still got the, you know.
So we're downstairs. Are there any other people downstairs? Like, I'm guessing downstairs is the common area. Where people eat?
At the moment, no. It's just
Okay.
Tobble and Stonehill
Mhm.
of the Stonehill Inn, and that's about it at the moment.
Ulrich, what is this delectable delight you have here?
It's cake.
Oh, did you make some?
Is it poisoned?
No, and I assume not. I'd show them, and I just say, breakfast.
I would love it.
Can I check this cake? Because I have a poisonous kit. Do I recognize any ingredients that are in my poisonous kit in this cake?
Ooh, very
It's a
good.
cinnamon debacle, Ollie.
Lemon.
I presume you are proficient in said poisoner's kit.
I am. It is part of my proficiencies.
Excellent. In which case, then, do you want to give me an intelligence check with your proficiency bonus as well?
Certainly.
Which
will.
should be, I believe, +2?
Yes, that's about right. That would be a dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. You kind of
I'm like, wait.
take it. Yeah. Yes. Would you like to describe how you analyze this cake?
I kind of like get the tin and be like, wait. And then I kind of peel it back slightly as if it might explode. And then kind of peer in. Then kind of take like a chunk and like pry it apart, hold it up to the light.
Does it smell good?
Have you never had cake before, Johan?
Does he do this with all food?
Give Saga the side eye.
You kind of try and get a feel for the subtle flavors that might be underneath and the subtle scents. And you are happy to at least suggest that this looks like ordinary and quite good lemon drizzle cake.
I don't like the way you said that.
Yeah, I didn't like the way he said that.
Quite good. I was going.
I
it's
wasn't
more than
suspicious, and now I am.
Seems, perhaps.
There are hints of coconut.
I'll try some. Why not? Do we have a screw it? I've got a dagger.
I grab Sergey's wrist and I'm like, you're not putting that dagger anywhere near the fucking cake, I tell you that. No.
Well, it's just got a bit of blood on. Oh, it's got
Oh.
a bit of blood on it.
Yeah, I can still see chunks of Yana on it.
Yes.
Oh.
He's clinging on.
Don't you wipe your weapons, Sergey?
Nah, you don't need to
Honestly.
wipe.
All right, we'll take.
Yes,
his
you
cooks-
do.
I'll take my cook's utensils out, which has clean knives and tiny cake forks and little plates. He will serve up a healthy slab to his friends.
As you are cutting up the cake, one Gundren Rock Seeker walks down the stairs, looking like he's had the best night's sleep of his life.
Annoyingly.
And he looks at you. He looks at you all as he's coming down the stairs, and he goes, "Ah, good morrow.
Cake?
Hey, why not?"
Lovely slab there.
Oh, Gundren.
Tasting the cake.
Mm.
Is it a do I is there any
Do I die?
Is it his
I've
dad's
spoken
recipe?
I've spoken of my father's famous recipe, which I boldly said was better than Agatha's, having not tasted it. Do I recognize this type of lemon drizzle cake? Come on.
Why is cake so tense?
This episode is dedicated to cake.
Do you want to
Oh,
Oh no. I'm tense.
give me a wisdom saving throw?
oh, come on.
No.
Add your proficiency because of your cook's utensils,
Mm.
and because of your familiarity with your father's recipe, at least, because that's what you're trying to determine. Roll with advantage, please.
Why is it a saving throw?
Not a saving throw, sorry.
Saving for cake. It's a fucking
check,
natural
a
20.
check.
It's
Yeah.
a natural 20.
He sees the Matrix.
It's like-
This lemon drizzle cake tastes better than your father's.
What are you trying to do to me?
This cake is very nice.
What are you trying to do to me? And would I then deduce that it's not made by my father?
If it is made by your father, he has improved the recipe. But it does taste better than the last time you tried your father's.
What's that mean, Wayne? What does that mean?
When you say it's better than the last time you tried your father's cake,
Yeah.
I love how we're really now trying to deconstruct my
Cake
precise
is
wording.
D&D cake eating ever.
You know what? I tried. I'm not going to rise
It
to it. And-
okay, I'm going to put it this way. It tastes different and better.
Okay.
I would deduce it's not from that, but that's
Yeah.
me.
I'm going to
Well,
have a
that's just
chat
me.
with Agatha.
Agatha, you mean Margaret?
Margaret,
Oh.
sorry.
Yeah, Agatha.
Where have I pulled Agatha from? Who's Agatha?
Agatha's
Banshee.
Banshee.
Oh,
oh yeah,
maybe she made
I
it.
can't work out who made this lemon drizzle cake. To Agatha!
Yeah.
Be a really
Who's
weird
got got some jewelry we can give her for another question? Who made this lemon drizzle cake?
scene. Cast the cake upon the floor.
Yeah.
Well,
What
speaking
good
of
looking at?
Margaret,
Like,
I've,
always just eating this cake and being like really suspicious about it.
Yeah, no one's enjoying it. We're like hawking it down. I don't. It doesn't taste the same. Mm.
So So you don't know who it's from, Thoric?
No, it's really bothering me. Who sent me cake?
Speaking of
Is there a
Margaret,
note?
Do you recognize the handwriting or the
Yeah,
ink?
it just says, and he tears off his last name. It just says that.
thought
What did he say again? I can't remember.
To Thoric
But-
Silverhorn, but you don't get to see the Silverhorn.
Okay.
bit, 'cause
Well,
it's torn
I know
off.
his surname anyway.
Yeah, they know I've, yeah.
who Thoric.
I like, I put it in a candle and just let it burn.
Could it be a fan?
Secret admirer.
I got sent some suspect parcels when I was in Neverwinter from fans.
Is it your birthday?
Happy birthday.
No,
Merry solstice.
no.
Happy Yuletide.
It's definitely not Yuletide.
No.
We have been traveling for a while.
It's a boy.
I don't. I hope it's not a fan because that's weird. Like, what a fan of me stitching people up and such.
It could be a
Weird.
thank you from Margaret.
Yeah, it could be Margaret.
What did I do? I didn't help Margaret. I just sort of you put in the hard graft with her. I tell you.
Maybe she's been watching.
Yes, I'm getting more suspicious. Look, and I'll pull out the letter. I got this as well. Now, I don't want to put two and two together. But what if this was from Margaret? What if Margaret's some kind of super secret spy? Huh?
I mean, if she is, she's the best spy possibly ever.
Hmm.
I agree.
What was that
If-
fellow that Thoric and I met in the woods who belonged to us? Johan suppresses a giggle. It's a spy organization. Do you remember Thoric? What was his name?
Spy organization.
The minstrel people. The what are they called?
Hoppers.
The Harpers?
Harpers? Is that what they're called?
The
Aye.
Harpers, yes.
What, the old man with the tree and everything?
Maybe.
He wasn't part of the Harpers, the old man.
No.
No,
There
he was not.
There was
You-
another.
Do you mean the priestess that saved you? And
Yeah, the
Sergei?
priestess that saved your life.
The minstrel.
um,
The elf priestess who saved your
Oh.
life.
Johan had a bad night's sleep. All right. Not feeling 100%. Perhaps there's an affiliation to that organization.
Surely it would say from the Harpers.
Why are they sending cake? Who sends cake and doesn't leave a note?
But they did send a note, but
One that's like, here's a cake because
Some people give cake to give thanks.
what,
Gundren
yeah,
lets
exactly.
out a quiet burp and he goes, "Oh, excuse me."
Gundren's just there.
Well,
Have
You-
we thought of what we're going to do next? Where we're going to go?
are you going to meet this person, Sergey?
I think so. By the sounds of it, and Johan, you would probably reciprocate this. These kind of meetings are usually one-on-one, but I would much appreciate it if the three of you, sorry, Gundren, were around the corner, keeping a safe eye out, just in case.
Recognize
Are you
them.
sure this is not another trap?
That's why I'd like you there.
Of course.
Someone from your past?
There's a lot of people from my past.
How many times do we have to prevent you from being thrown back into jail? Just so I can prepare myself.
I would have maybe a few months ago said weekly. After yesterday, say maybe daily, and actually this morning probably hourly. So
Oh boy.
Ooh.
but hey, that's the thrill of it, hey?
And Gundren pipes up and he says, "Well, let's not forget as well the You know, the mine.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We have the, and he drops his voice. We have the map. And,
Oh, thank the gods. That's good
Uh,
news.
yes. Who has that currently? I think I do. Do I have the map?
Yes.
I had it. I think I have it.
Bugger. Yeah, we're patting ourselves down. And
Yeah. Oh, here it is.
And he looks increasingly concerned.
Seeing as it has left your possession twice in the not very short amount of time, would you like us to safeguard it for you?
It's safe.
Obviously,
Go
it's
ahead.
yours to do with as you will. You know, we are but friends and custodians. But with respect, Gundren, you know, it has left your possession a couple of times.
Aye, that is true, I suppose. Well, obviously I would be keen for us to get to the mine as soon as possible, particularly given that I've heard hide nor hair of my two brothers who were supposed to be heading in that direction. They were supposed to be camping out of town, but nobody's seen or heard from them for a few 10 days, so it's important that I find out what on earth is going on.
Have we heard of Gundren's brothers before?
Only in passing. The Barthen of Barthen's Provisions
Yes.
mentioned in passing when you delivered the
Yes.
gear that Gundren's brothers were camping somewhere out of town. You've been out of town for quite some time, and you've not picked up any evidence of their camping or indeed their existence at all on your travels.
It's possible the Red Brands forced them to move further away from town.
Perhaps we best not delay our journey to the place. You're not
When's your-
feeling very good by the looks of it, right, Johan?
I'm fine, Johan says with all the confidence that he can muster.
I would suggest we either leave today or tomorrow morn, or tonight.
When's this meeting meant to be taking place, Sergey?
Tonight, by the sounds of it.
So we.
Difficult.
I know. Maybe I can go now, and
They won't be there, surely.
that's true. Unless,
Maybe we go tomorrow morning after your meeting, depending on what we find out from the meeting.
That is true. It is also the case that what we're prioritizing here is potentially two of Gundren's brothers' lives up against a silly little meeting. I think I've spent enough time focusing on my past and history, and if that is to do with that, maybe it's best we leave as soon as possible. There are lives at stake.
If we have enemies remaining in this town, it would not be wise to have them follow us should you not attend this meeting.
How far would this cavern be from this meeting place?
The mine is probably, when you take for account of the hills, probably about a day's travel from here.
It's a very convenient time frame they've given us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Whose idea was that?
Maybe. Well, look, I'm assuming after the mine we find ourselves back in Phandalin. I can make whoever wants to talk to me wait.
They sent you a message, perhaps, if a message is left for this person in the meeting place that we will return and you'll meet
That's a
with
wise
them.
idea.
As long as you're sure, Sergey.
I am. Well, we all met and started this because we were in aid of Gundren here. It would be silly to lose sight of that so close to the end.
Right. Well, we best get ourselves some provisions and make our way.
As you're having this discussion, Sildar enters the
Oh, great.
inn. And he says, morning. And he
Morning.
comes and sits down and he has a look at the crumbs on your plates.
I
And
cut
he-
him a slab.
And he says, oh, thank you very much. So, how are you feeling this morning?
Mm.
And Sildar gives you a chipper. You all get the impression he's noticed nothing different about Johan.
It was a tiring evening. I think we're all feeling it this morning.
Oh, yeah, I'm certainly am. And he kind of rubs his bruised arm.
I forgot about the stairs fiasco.
Says, that didn't quite go as planned, did it really? So, I thought I'd pop in this morning on business, unfortunately, not pleasure. So, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. He says, number one, he says, and this may seem like a strange offer, given your recent experience, but I have been thinking, and I would be happy to vouch for all four of you, should you feel at all inclined to join the Lord's Alliance. He says, we as an organization do obviously value law and order, and I think, quite frankly, that despite what some probably now former members of the Lord's Alliance might say about you, I think that your stance and your actions in the last, certainly in the last day, if not longer, certainly fall in alignment with our values of honor, glory, law and order. And so I would like to
Yes.
extend, of course, and he kind of gives you an awkward, nervous nod, and he says, but so I, again, this might seem like an odd offer, and I completely understand. And he starts getting very sort of apologetic in his
Why do I feel
tone.
like I'm being asked out?
And he says, I completely understand if that's not for you, but I think you would be valuable to the Lord's Alliance, and of course, preventing any such further errors in judgment as to our recruitment of one Jarno Olbach, who, for the record, has been with us for some time, but obviously was a wrong one. So, yes.
Wrong.
So you class glory as one of your values at the Lord's Alliance.
Aye.
Interesting.
He starts to look shifty and uncomfortable in his seat, and he says, "Well, I mean, so the tales are that you've found plenty of glory yourself in the fighting pits. So I assume that might fit in, perhaps, with your worldview."
Well, I was more trying to keep myself fed and off the street, but sure, glory. Was this your idea, Sildar, or did someone else send
Oh no,
you
no! This
to
is
send
this
this
is
message?
all me. No, all me. I've not had a chance to update Neverwinter and the Lord's Alliance there as to what's been going on. So this is all purely me.
I really appreciate the offer. Where does that sit our dear Sergei here, who did find themselves with their pretty face all over town, if you understand me? How does that work now?
Oh, I see. In terms of his legal standing, I suppose, is what you're asking.
Aye, yeah.
Well, I would say that obviously these things would require higher up approval, but as I say, I would certainly vouch for you. And given that, well, you did indeed help deal with Albrecht in a timely fashion and perfectly, as far as I'm concerned, legal fashion, I think that would warrant a petition for a pardon.
A pardon, you say?
Well, potentially. I can't pardon you myself, but I can certainly file the necessary paperwork.
Where would our duties lie? If we were to, would we have to be sticking to Phandalin? Would we? How would it work?
Oh, right. Well, I mean, obviously, you're free to go wherever it is that you want to go, really. But ultimately, what we hope to achieve as an organization is to ensure the safety and prosperity of settlements all around the continent, and to maintain a strong coalition against the forces of disorder, and to proactively. And you kind of feel like he's reeling off the promise that he must have made in his oath at some point.
Absolutely off at this point.
Yeah, he says, and to proactively eliminate threats to any established powers, and to bring honor and glory to one's leaders and one's homeland. But of course, you would be free to go wherever it is you ultimately want to go. In fact, you might even, and he starts chuckling to himself, you might even be able to get into places you never knew you'd be able to get into.
Now that interests me.
Is this a decide right now, sign the dotted line kind of deal, or can we ponder your request?
Oh, I mean,
for a while?
you could certainly ponder, but let me put it to you this way. So I am writing this morning to Neverwinter to find out what we should do with Albrecht. That's probably going to take 3 days for my message to get to them up there, and then probably 3 days before I hear back. My suspicion will be that they'll probably send some people down to escort old Albrecht to Neverwinter to face whatever repercussions he does for his actions. So you've probably got, at most, 6 days to ponder it, ultimately.
So hypothetically, you could maybe put in the question to Mr. Neverember, whatever his name is. What's
That's
your
right.
human chap called?
That's right, Lord Neverember.
That's the one, Mr. Neverember. You could put in a call to him and ask if Sergei would be pardoned. I feel like Sergei certainly benefits from the situation. Myself, I'm very much enjoy my my freedom to sort of go and help people where we will, but that also seems to align with what you're doing. So it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing for myself. Whether it would be of interest to Saga or Johan, I don't know.
Johan looks at Saga.
I think Saga looks at Johan as well. I would like to remain with my party.
Oh, I.
So it's
Oh yeah, I mean,
It's up
I
to
don't want
them.
you to think that I am in any way trying to separate you all and send you off on various missions and whatnot. Not at all. Just understand that, of course, whilst there is benefits and influence, there is, of course, responsibility as well. So there might be times where the Lord Alliance does call upon your service, of course, but you could still operate all together, of course,
And
provided that does not get in the way of course, any of the Lord's Alliance's own ideals, obviously.
Of course. Hypothetically, if we wanted to hand in our resignation, is that possible?
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, you are never bound for life to these things, as
What? Oh, wow.
Jarno Ulbrich has himself made very clear. But of course,
Oh, just because we parted ways wouldn't necessarily mean that we'd start, terrorizing people as
Yes, I hope you realize we don't have any evil intent.
oh well, if I thought you did, then yeah, I
Mm.
don't think I'd be having this conversation with you right now.
Mm.
To be honest with you.
no. I think the 6 days would be most appreciated, but yeah, we can discuss it maybe further on the road. Hear back.
We
about
need to
Sergei.
ensure Sergei gets his pardon.
That would be a
And
minimum condition.
Right. Well, I will certainly, as part of my correspondence to Neverwinter, I will see. I will certainly make that recommendation and see if Lord Neverember himself will kindly oblige or not.
Your offer is just and generous, and we are grateful of the sign
Why?
of faith you show in us. And whatever we decide, you may consider us friends of the Lord Alliance, providing our goals align.
Good. Friends is good. There is one other thing I wanted to talk to you about as well, which is perhaps a less pleasant business, but well, we do have one issue still that needs addressing from last night's events, which is the matter of the fact that we currently have not one but two Elsas in this town.
Yes.
Are they still maintaining the illusion that they're Elsa?
Aye.
Exhausting.
What do you suggest we do with the shapeshifter?
Well, I wanted to kind of see where your heads were at, really, on that matter.
We should
If
deal
you'd
with
have
it
come
accordingly.
last night, I might have been able to ensure their honest answer, but I am unfortunately set for the day, as it were.
You've changed the spells.
Mhm.
I quite considerably, some might say.
We should deal with this situation before we leave. If the creature still remains at large, it could be a danger to the other occupants.
That's true. I don't know how to deal with a thing like that.
No,
Perhaps we should just distinguish what it is and then kill it.
Take its head off.
this
He said-
thing, this
Thank
thing
you.
is deep in the enemy's council, potentially. Wringing truth from their lips, however, as a natural deceiver and taker of other people's form, me and Saga didn't really get very far with questioning them last night.
No,
Even-
they're alarmingly strong.
Aye, and not particularly bothered about being punched in the face repeatedly. Pulling
No.
fingernails isn't really my style either.
Johan, isn't this your speciality?
Johan, right? Johan kind of takes a deep breath, leans forward and goes, perhaps I could talk to her.
He kind of looks at you, both with suspicion and intrigue and interest, and perhaps a hint of enthusiasm. And he
Hilda.
says,
I had no idea.
he says, "Oh, yeah, I think that might potentially work. Careful though,
Get them
because
there.
she, well, as I think your friend's can attest, she is a bit of a tricky one. We've currently got her locked up in a. We've tried to keep her away from Yano, so we've barred her into some broom cupboard, essentially, in the Townmaster's Hall, so as to not have them in cells next to each other.
Are they still bound?
Aye.
What concerns me is that if they change their form, they might be able to slip their bonds.
Indeed.
Well, there are guards outside of the cupboard, such as it is, so she won't get very far, even if she does.
Right.
I mean,
Nothing
if
about
you were to break any bones, I don't think they could change that. Sorry, Johan's been talking too much to me recently.
Do we
Yeah.
have any evidence that she is capable of shape change?
The
Aside
fact
from
that there's
obviously-
two Elsas.
I understand that is quite obvious, but aside from that, we've not actually witnessed her change form.
No.
It was a educated
Still not.
guess.
Hilda,
I'm
you've-
just wondering if perhaps it is merely a clever surprise, a clever disguise, excuse me, rather than necessarily any abilities to change form.
Hilda, you've spent time in this town for a while, have you not?
I have.
Does Elsa have a twin?
Not that I'm aware of, no, and I'm sure by now she would have let us know that were the case.
Ergo, it is probably some kind of magical disguise.
Well, I know. I'm just trying to gather as many facts as I can, obviously.
Why were you just roasting Sildar?
He's already been friend zoned by us.
Yeah. Well,
If-
Johan and whoever else wishes to go, why don't you go and talk to them? I and Sagi, you go where you will. And Sergei, I will go and maybe spearhead attaining some supplies.
I'll
our
go with
journey.
Johan since this beast is incredibly strong.
Good plan.
If you don't mind, Johan.
Cool. Silda, will you accompany us?
Aye.
Oh,
All
and
right.
Thoric, can you get me some crossbow bolts?
Oh, I did we have a kitty of gold?
Yes, yeah, and I'll just throw some money at Thoric.
I'll take.
I have, yeah.
How much? How much is there?
We have. Pause while I check my inventory. 667 gold, and I'm not counting the shrapnel.
I mean, for like, I very much do not intend to spend this much. Give me 100.
That's why I'm giving you the pouch. I trust you, Thoric. Just
Right.
give it
So I
back
have.
when
He
you're
has
done.
more gold than he's ever held in his life. He's like,
Yeah,
okay.
I trust you with the money, Thoric.
I mean,
Yeah.
the shrapnel is not as valueless as you think it might be.
I know, but like I'm just not stating it out loud.
Okay,
like I'm
sure.
giving him the lion's share in a pouch.
Okay. All right.
Do you know what I
I-
mean?
Cool.
Just going, just
I
tell me
put
how
it
much
in
you
my-
spent, and I'll take it off the kitty.
I put it in my
In your
clothes
bosom.
underneath. I go and wash and put my armor on and get my stuff together and say, Sergey, are you coming?
Yes, I'll be around. I'll join you. You know what? I want to ask Margaret out on a date.
Oh, we can go talk to her and see if she made the cake.
Yes.
I didn't know you were into older women.
Well, I feel like she seems like a lonely woman. End of story.
I might leave you if it goes well, if that's all the same to you.
Oh, I'm not expecting it to go that well. Well, Thoric, have some respect. But to Paul Margaret, I suppose.
So that's it for another exciting episode of Bardic Quest. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Before we go, we just wanted to give a big shout out to James Webster for letting us use his amazing animated artwork as part of the show. If you're a fan, be sure to show your support at patreon.com/JamesRPGArt. And of course, we can't forget the incredible sounds and music provided by Syrinscape. So head over to Syrinscape.com to check out their amazing work.